All right, thanks.
Hey, take
Bye.
care. Yeah, I mean, honestly, are you people? You do not need to do this. Just go in, do your work, and you're fine. You don't need to defend Donald Trump and the whole Time magazine thing and anything else. And the reality is, I mean, I'm glad he's on the Times Person of the Year, but who reads Time magazine? Honestly.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
I mean, how could this is one time where they didn't have to work too hard to come to the conclusion that Donald Trump is the person of the year. That's probably an easy call. I wonder who was the runner-up. That's what I'd love to know. Hi, Genevieve Wood. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. That's the first I had heard. I didn't realize he'd been made Time Man of the Year.
Yeah. We'll see.
Person of the Year. I'm sorry, Person of the Year.
Right. I was about to correct you because that's it's going to be offensive to many people. So you're interested, in this is really what a great duo Trump and Pence are.
Yeah, they really are. It was funny, Jamie. Last night, Heritage Foundation just had our big President's Club event the past couple of days here in D.C., where a lot our members, hundreds of them from around the country, come to D.C. to, hear from different speakers, hear what Heritage has going on, and we bring in a lot of different speakers. And one of them, our dinner time speaker last night, was the Vice President-elect, Mike Pence. And the crowd could not have been more excited, as you might have imagined. But Mike Pence was terrific. One of my favorite lines, he talked about a lot of great things, all the things that they want to do in the first 100 days. But he talked about, that Donald Trump was a bit of a jovial character and was always, full of personality on the stage and on the campaign trail. And he said, when he was looking to balance out the ticket, he's like, he picked me. but the truth is, it was just so encouraging to hear Pence because, he's somebody who doesn't know how this town works. He's such a solid conservative, and just, not that I felt like I need to be reassured, but I mean, just from whether it was health care, whether it was rebuilding national defense, whether it was cutting taxes, he was like, believe me, folks, buckle up. The first 100 days are going to be very busy, and Donald Trump is as much committed to that as I am. It was terrific to hear him, and just to hear how committed they are to doing and delivering what they talked about for the past year and a half.
Yeah, I find him to be, although there are some people who will mockingly say that Mike Pence is Donald Trump's translator, but I honestly do believe that they both complement each other very well.
I think they do too. And look, and he made the point. He's like, look, Donald Trump's grandfather came here as an immigrant, built a business, and Donald Trump wants to give back to this country. And he talked about that, that's very similar to his roots. It's like the only difference is Donald Trump has few more zeros next to his name and bank account than I do. But, he said we have very similar backgrounds in terms of a family history and in terms of wanting to give back to the country and having business backgrounds and understanding kind of what's been wrong and why we're off track.
Yeah, and that speech yesterday in North Carolina, last night in North Carolina, was excellent. And Trump is very good at kind of telegraphing his future move. And for instance, he mentioned the Chinese and the World Trade Organization and all this kind of stuff. Check this out.
North Carolina has lost nearly half of its manufacturing jobs since NAFTA. America has lost 70,000 factories. Think of it, 70,000 factories since joining the World Trade Organization.
Because the WTO and the rest of these guys, they put strings attached to everything America does, and no one beyond the borders of the United States of America cooperates with any of the restrictions and regulations. China is a key example of that. And one thing that I'm glad conservatives are finally realizing we had to get some of these so-called free trade Republicans educated on this, is that free trade is not in the Constitution. In fact, one thing that is in the Constitution is the ability of the federal government, is one of the few enumerated powers, to regulate commerce and trade. And it's not crazy and unconstitutional and non-conservative to talk about revamping trade deals and making them best for America.
But you're absolutely right. Look, free trade is supposed to be free trade, and it's a two-way street with the countries that we line up with. And you're absolutely right. And look, it's not just this past administration. Previous administrations, Republican and Democrat, have been kind of guilty of, like, we get a trade deal, great. Well, not all trade deals are created equally, and there's nothing wrong with revisiting ones that have not been beneficial to America and to American workers and American companies. There's nothing wrong with that. Carly Fiorina also spoke yesterday, and I thought she made a great point, which was whether it was the carrier deal in Indiana, whether it was the deal where Taiwan calls Donald Trump. She said these were two examples, both on the international front, but then also domestically to American businesses. There's going to be a new way of Washington working now. There's a new sheriff in town, so to speak, and those were two very telling moves and statements by Trump about how his administration is going to approach things, and I find them both very encouraging. Again, it comes to me saying he's going to stick to his guns and deliver on what he told people he would do, and I think these follow-up speeches in North Carolina last night and Ohio earlier in the week, that's all encouraging because it's showing I didn't just say this stuff and now I'm going to go off and just play president.
Right.
He intends to deliver.
No doubt about it. And you speak of Carly Fiorina, who I just love, and I hope that there's a way for her to be infused somehow either in the administration or as the head of the national GOP or something. But I would not want to see her disappear into the woodwork post-election because I think she's great. She's got a great mind, and I think she's a strong. That's why I wish those two would mend the fences the way maybe she and Trump and Mitt Romney did. So we'll see how that goes. But I think she's got a great future ahead of her. Genevieve Wood, thank you so much for being with us, as always.
Thank you, sir.
At Genevieve Wood, dailysignal.com, heritage.org. It's Common Sense Radio.